for 5 days.
Okay. What do the families do? What do the families do?
Celebrate
They celebrate and they get together. Okay, and what else?
Families get together. Indians play cards. They eat barfi.
And what is barfi? Is it a fish?
No.
What is it?
It's a sweet.
A sweet. And what are the ingredients?
Coconut,
Coconut
nuts, and honey.
and honey. Okay, and do they decorate their houses?
Yes.
Yes. What do they use to decorate their houses? With dillas, okay? And what are the dillas? They are they balls?
No.
What are they? Candles. Okay, and where do they put the candles? Where do they put the candles? In their houses, but in which part?
In the roof.
On the roofs and in the windows. Okay, fantastic.
In India, in October and in November.
For how many days?
For 5 days.
For 5 days. Okay, and what do the families do?
Together.
They go together and what do they play?
Play cards. They eat barfi.
And what is barfi made of? It is made of,
Sweet.
it's a sweet, yes, it's a sweet, and it's made of
Coconut.
coconut,
Nuts.
nut,
Honey.
and honey.
And honey.
Okay, and how do Diwali people decorate the houses?
In the roof and in the window.
Yes, but what do they put?
With candles.
Yes, they put candles. And how are they called, these candles?
Días.
Días, okay? Fantastic.
Is
Celebrated in India. And when is it celebrated? Which months?
in October, November.
And November. And for how many days, Ines? For 5?
For 5 days.
Okay, and what do the families do in Diwali? What do they do?
Play cards.
They play cards, and what do they eat?
And eat
Barfi.
barfi.
And is barfi a fish?
No.
What is it?
Sweet.
A sweet, yes. And what are the ingredients?
Coconut.
Coconut, nut, and honey.
Honey.
Okay, and what do they use? Do they decorate their houses?
Yes.
What do they use to do it?
Candles.
They put candles. In which part of the house do they put candles?
In the roof and in the window.
Okay.
Of light is celebrated in India in October and November for 5 days.
Okay.
Families get together. Indians play cards. They eat barfi.
And what is barfi? What is it?
Is the sweet.
It's a sweet. And how is it made of?
It is made of
Okay, and do the Indus people decorate their houses?
Yes.
Yes, and what do they use to do it?
With candles.
They use candles. And this special candle, how is it called? Diyas. And where do they put the candles?
In the roof.
On the roofs
And in the window.
and in the windows. Okay.
Of light
It's the Festival of Light.
is a festival of light. Is celebrated in India in October and November for five days.
For 5 days. And what do the families do later?
Hindu family get together
And
and play cards. They
and what do they eat?
eat barfi,
And what is barfi?
a sweet,
A sweet. And what is it made of?
nut,
Nuts?
coconut, and honey.
Okay. And do they decorate their houses?
Yes,
Yes. What do they use to decorate their houses?
candles,
Candles. And they are called
diyas.
diyas. And where do they put the candles?
In the roof.
On the roof
In the window.
and in the window. Fantastic.
Festival of Lights. She
Celebrated?
in October and November of 5 days.
And in which country is
India.
in India? And what is India? Is near Spain or far away?
Far away.
Far away. How would you go to India? If you were to go to India, by plane. Excellent, yes. Can you tell us about what's the Indian people? How are they called?
Hindus.
Hindus. So what do Hindus families do to celebrate this festivity?
She do play cards
They play cards.
and eat barfi.
And what's barfi?
As well.
It's sweet. Can you tell your friends the ingredients of barfi?
Honey,
Honey, very good.
coconut, and nuts.
Okay, excellent. And how do they decorate the house?
Yes.
With diyas. What's diyas? Tell somebody, maybe somebody doesn't know what diyas is.
These candles
The candles. And what,
they put in the roof and in the window.
very good, excellent. Come on, guys.
In India,
When? In which month?
in October and November for 5 days.
For 5 days. And what do the families do?
Get together
They get together
and play cards.
and play cards. And what do they eat?
Barfi.
Barfi. And what is it, barfi? Is it a fish or a meat? What is it?
Seaweed.
A sweet, okay? And what are the ingredients of the barfi?
Coconut,
Coconut,
honey,
honey, and nuts. And do they decorate their houses?
yes,
What do they use to decorate their houses?
candles.
Candles. And what are the special name for these candles? What is the special name? Diyas. And in which part of the houses do they put the candles, the diyas? On the roof and
In the window.
in the windows. Well done.
Talk about Christmas, or which festivity are you going to talk about? Diwali, okay? What is Diwali celebrated? In which country? India. And India is near Spain or far away from Spain? Okay, can you start your exposition, please? Come on, tell about Diwali.
Diwali is the festival of India.
The festival of lights, yes? Yes.
In
And
October.
it's celebrated in October, very good,
For 5 days.
for 5 days.
In those families get to play cat, rams, to eat barfi.
And what's barfi? You said what's barfi? It's a kind of fish? It's a paella dish?
Coconut,
No, what's barfi? Barfi?
Coconut.
Nuts, yes.
Nuts. Honey.
And honey, very good. And how do English people decorate the house?
Decorate the house with a candle.
With candles.
Yes.
The candles are called diyas, very good. And where do they put the candles?
Put the candles in the window and on the roof.
Very good.
The festival of the lights.
And what's the name of this festival? Is it Diwali? You're going to talk about Diwali?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Okay, so listen to Ciro. You want to start your exposition? Come on.
Diwali is the festival of the lights.
No, don't run. Yes, don't feel nervous. When is Diwali celebrated?
In India.
It's celebrated in India. And India is near Spain or far away from
Far
Spain?
away in India.
Far away, yes. No, far away, very good. And if you want to go to India, how would you go? Would you choose a bus? Would you choose a car? Or would you choose a plane?
Play.
You would go by plane because it's faster.
Yes.
Very good. And in which month is Diwali celebrated? In December? Is celebrated in December, like Christmas?
No.
No. In which month?
In October and November.
And for a week? Is celebrated for a week? Is it a whole week? 7 days? For how many days? For 5 days. And Indian people, how are they called? How are they called Spaniards?
No. Hindus.
Hindus people, very good. And the families, how do they celebrate Diwali?
They play cards.
Very good. And what else do they do?
They decorate the house with
Very good.
candles.
Candles. And where do they put the candles? On the floor, on the bed, on the tables, on the roof. Very good. And what else? In the windows as well?
Yes.
The windows, very good. And what's the name of the candles? Yes. Yes, very good. And do you remember what kind of sweet Hindus people eat?
Coconut.
It's called barfi, yes? And the ingredient is coconut, honey, and nuts. Do you feel more confident now or do you feel nervous? How are you feeling? A little nervous, but you've done it very well. Excellent. Give me a high five.
In India, what is celebrated in India? What's the name of the festival? What's the name of the festival? Yes, it's celebrated in October, but what's the name of the festival? Is it Halloween?
No.
No, what's the name of the festival, Roberto? The name is Diwali, okay? And how many days do they celebrate Diwali? No. How many days do they celebrate Diwali? For how many days?
For 5 days.
For 5 days. And in which month do they celebrate Diwali? Which month? Which month?
Families.
No, which month? December. Is it celebrated in December? Is it celebrated in December, Roberto? Yes or no? No, when? In which months?
In October
In October
and November.
and November. And what do the families do?
Families get together.
Get together and
Play cards.
Play cards. And what do they eat, Roberto? What do they eat?
Barfi.
They eat barfi. And is barfi a sweet?
Yes.
Yes. And what is made of?
Coconut.
Coconut,
And
nuts, and honey. Okay? And how do they decorate the houses? They decorate the roofs and the windows, but with what? What do they use? They use?
decorate house.
Yes, but what do they use? Do they use Christmas balls? No, what do they use? Candles, okay? And how are the candles, these candles called? They have a special name. What's the special name for it?
Yes.
Días. Okay, fantastic, Roberto.
In Spain?
No. In India.
And what's this festival name? What's it called? No, the festival. What's the name of the festivity?
Is Diwali.
Diwali. Do you want to start your exposition? Come on.
Yes.
Diwali is?
Diwali is festival of lights.
Very good. And where is Diwali celebrated? Where is celebrated?
Is celebrated India in October and November for 5 days.
And where is India? Is near Spain or far away?
Far away.
Have you ever been to India? Have you been to India? Have you been to India? No, you haven't been to India. Listen, if I want to visit India, would you recommend me to go by bus or to go by plane?
My bus.
By bus? It will be a long way by bus. Do you think you would recommend me to go to India by bus or by plane? By plane. It's much faster, Chloe, by plane, yes? Okay. How people in India, how are they called? How are they called, people in India? No, the people. Indus people. And what do they do to celebrate Diwali? The families. Do they get together? And what do they do when they get together? They play card games. Do you play card games with your family on Sunday or Saturday? Sometimes? Sometimes. And what do they eat? Barfi is a fish dish. What's barfi? It is a sweet. And the ingredients in barfi?
Coconut, nuts, and honey.
Okay, very good. Do they, Indus people, do they decorate the house with the Christmas tree? No. How do they decorate the house?
The candles.
With candles. What's the name of the candle? Do you remember? Yes. And do they put the candles on the floor? Where do they put the candles?
In the roof and the window.
Wow, very good. Clapping.
Festival
Is the festival
of light.
of lights
Is celebrated in India on October and November.
in October and November. For how many days?
5 days.
For 5 days. And what do the families do?
Families get together.
And they play? What do they
Just
play?
like a card.
Cards. And do they eat a special food?
Yes.
They eat
A
barfi. And is it barfi a sweet or a fish?
sweet.
And do you remember the ingredients?
Yes. Coconut, nuts, and
And honey.
honey.
And do they Indus families decorate their houses?
Yes.
Yes. And what do they use?
With candles.
They use candles. And these candles are special. So do you remember the name?
Yes.
Diyas. And where do they put the candles?
On roofs
On roofs?
and in windows.
Okay, well done.
Of light is
Celebrated
celebrated in India in October and November
for how many days?
for 5 days
For 5 days. And what do the families do, Juan Pablo?
together.
They get together and they play
Cards.
cards. And what do they eat? Do they eat a special food?
No, yes.
Yes, what's the name of this food?
But
Barfi. And do you remember the ingredients of barfi? It is made of coconut,
coconut,
nut,
nuts,
and honey. And do the Indus people decorate their houses? Do they decorate their houses?
yes.
Yes. What do they use to decorate their houses?
Candle.
Candles. And these candles are called?
On the
No, how are they called? They have a special name. They are called diyas, yes. And where do they put the candles?
roof
On the roofs and
and window.
in windows. Okay.
Celebrate in India in October, November for 5 days. Family get together. Hindus play cards.
And who are the Hindus? Who are they? Are they people from Spain?
No,
They are
Hindus.
Hindus. People from which country? India. Perfect. And what do the Hindus family do?
Play cards.
Play cards and what do they eat?
Barfi.
Barfi. And what is barfi?
Sweet.
A sweet. And it's made of
Nut.
nuts
Coconut.
and honey. And how do they decorate their houses?
With candles.
With candles. And where do they put them?
Diyas.
They are called diyas, but where? In which place do they put them?
Roof
On the roofs?
and in the window.
Okay.
Festival of Lights is celebrated in India in October and November for 5 days. Families get together. Indians play cards. The barfi
And what is barfi?
is made of coconut, honey, and nuts.
Okay. And do they decorate their houses later?
Yes,
What do they use?
candles.
Candles. And it's a special candle. What's the name for it?
Diyas.
Diyas. And where do they put the candles?
In the roofs and in the windows.
Okay, fantastic. Diwali
Diwali festival
is the festival.
of light.
Okay.
It's a festival in India in October and November for 5 days.
For 5 days. And what do the families do, Marco? What do the families do?
Together.
They get together and they play
A card.
cards. And what do they eat?
Barfi.
And was it barfi?
Sweet.
It is a sweet. And can you tell me the ingredients of barfi?
Coconut.
Coconut, nuts, and
Nut and
honey.
honey.
And Marco, do the Indus families decorate their houses?
Yes.
Yes. And what do they use? What do they use? Candles. And these candles have a special name. Do you remember the name? Días. And where do they put the candles?
The roof
On the roofs and?
in the windows.
Okay.
In India, in October and November, for 5 days.
Days. And what do the families do? Samael, what do
Get together.
the families get together and what do they play?
Hindus, playing cards.
They play cards. And what do they eat?
Play
They eat
barfi.
barfi. And what is barfi? Is it a fish or a sweet?
Sweet.
A sweet. And do you remember the ingredients, Samael?
Coconut
Coconut?
and honey.
Okay. And what do the families use to decorate their houses?
They
They put
put house
candles. They put candles. And where do they put the candles, Samael?
in the window and in the
On the roofs. Okay.
Oh, festival of in India. It's a festival in India. Okay, you want to start your exposition to the whole class? Please listen to Sophia. Come on, you want to start? Speak up. Speak.
Diwali is the first of light.
The festival of light. Chloe, can you listen, please?
It's celebrated
In
in India in October and November.
and for how many days is the festival?
For 5 days.
And India, what is India, Sophia? Is India near Spain? No, it's far away from Spain. And if you want to go to India, which means of transport would you choose? Plane, we go by plane. Indian people are called Hindus. And what do they do, the families? How do they celebrate Diwali? Yes, they get together, yes, and they play card games. And what else do they do? And barfi, what's barfi? It is a sweet. And the ingredients, can you tell me the ingredients? Honey? Very good. And how do they decorate their house? Where do they put the candles? On the floor? No, where? On the roof. And do you know the name of the candle? How do they call? Sorry? Dijas. Dijas. Come on.